In ancient lands, two brothers, Shia and Suni, once shared an unbreakable bond, their prayers rising in unison. They were inseparable, their laughter echoing through the sun-drenched courtyards, their hands clasped in shared dream. But after the prophet's departure, a subtle chasm formed. Suni believed in leadership by community consensus, a path of practicality and broad appeal, while Shia upheld divine lineage, a sacred trust passed through generations. This fundamental disagreement, though born of devotion and a sincere desire to honor the prophet's legacy, set them on separate paths, each convinced their interpretation was the truest and most righteous. As centuries passed, their initial whispers of disagreement grew into distinct echoes across vast landscapes. The followers of Suni, valuing pragmatic governance and widespread acceptance, spread rapidly, establishing powerful caliphates that stretched across continents. Their cities became centers of learning and commerce, their influence undeniable. The adherents of Shia, though fewer in number and often facing persecution, maintained a fervent devotion to the prophet's family, preserving traditions and interpretations that they believed held the true essence of their faith. Their distinct identities, shaped by political alliances, theological debates, and countless historical events, created a rich and complex mosaic of beliefs and practices, each with its own beauty and depth. However, a darker force stirred in the shadows, a clandestine network with no allegiance to either brother, only to its own insatiable hunger for power and control. This insidious group exploited these divisions, subtly fanning the flames of discord. They funded extremist factions, whispered misinformation into receptive ears, and orchestrated conflicts in remote villages and bustling cities alike, aiming to destabilize the region for their own geopolitical and economic gains. Ancient texts were twisted and reinterpreted to sow hatred. Historical grievances were exaggerated to fuel resentment, and minor theological differences were amplified into insurmountable barriers, threatening to unravel centuries of shared heritage and mutual respect. The very fabric of their societies began to fray under the weight of this manipulation, pushing the brothers further apart than ever before. Yet, even amidst the escalating conflict, a glimmer of hope persisted. An old, blind storyteller, revered by both communities for his wisdom and impartiality, began to weave a new tale. He spoke not of division, but of shared roots and forgotten moments of mutual respect, of times when the brothers stood united against common adversaries. His gentle words, carried on the desert winds, began to awaken the dormant longing for unity in the hearts of many. Inspired by his tales, a young Sunni scholar, weary of the endless strife and the manipulation he now recognized, sought out a wise Shia imam. In quiet conversations, they discovered that beneath the layers of political maneuvering and amplified differences, their core faith remained remarkably similar: a profound devotion to God, an abiding love for the prophet, and an unwavering commitment to justice and compassion. These small acts of defiance, these fragile connections between individuals, began to blossom into a new hope, a gentle whisper against the roar of conflict, promising a future where understanding might finally triumph over division.